Hey up, Sofa Squad, and we are live. We are back with On the Sofa 53, and we've got a full house tonight. As far as the panel goes,
Yay! I have a
all
bee
four of
in
us.
here. Ah!
So
It's trying
Sorry,
to kill us.
there's an aggressive bee in here. Do you know it's
How did
amazing?
it get in?
you like jazz?
Oh,
Jazz
buddy.
is the name, Jazz is the name of one of my pot dealers.
It's a bouncing bee.
It's a dead one because I'm not an environmentalist. Sue me. I have heavy lighting in here, and it just hit the light above my head and dropped.
Oh dear.
Oops.
So it was dead when it hit the floor, is what you're saying. It was a
Oh, that's
suicide.
nice. There was one time I was at my mother's just to, annoy her and ruin her day because that's what I do best. And she went outside to smoke a cigarette or something. She came in and there's this huge bee just sitting on her fucking boob. And the hell that ensued after that. You're not funny, Josh. There's a large bee. I'm like, I just casually, I was trying not to panic. I go, hey, Mom, there's a bee hanging out on your titty, right? And she looked out and just pandemonium.
Oh dear.
Bee ended up squashed by a broom. I made her feel like a murderer.
So speaking of pests, how's that unnamed MP to be named later doing? The unnamed one that got put in jail, huh?
Oh my God! One finally got put in jail.
We're gonna talk about him in a bit, but first,
I feel like the odd one out for not having my camera on, but I'm not turning my camera on because I'm just not.
Stop charging.
Yes, it stopped charging. I told you not to.
Oh,
Jesus.
hang on. I'm going to share my screen and then we'll talk about the first item on the agenda. And we've got Purple with us. Hello, Purple.
Hello.
Hey.
Purple!
Yay.
Hey, Purple.
So
So,
who's responsible for
Neil
the power
Parrish-
saw accompaniment?
The porn-watching former MP may stand in by-election.
Wait, this is the one? This is the one that was watching the porn on the floor?
Oh, it's my
Yeah.
tractor friend.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be a more comfortable looking picture that they could have used here.
Why use something comfortable looking when he makes everybody else feel so uncomfortable?
That's what I'm saying. Could they have picked a picture that maybe he wasn't making that face at the camera?
Probably not.
Looks like the lead up to his O face, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh God!
But to be fair, at any moment you could get caught online and look like you're like taking a dump or something.
Exactly. If you have a chance to pick
Josh,
something.
stop making that stupid fucking face.
So this is the MP who was caught watching porn in the House of Commons and again in various committee meetings. And the article says this: the former Conservative MP who stood down after he admitted watching pornography in Parliament has said he's considering seeking re-election.
Of course he's seeking re-election. And you know what? I won't be surprised if he fucking wins.
Do you know,
Oh,
I
dear.
wish, for as much as I am a complete ass sometimes, I do feel shame. I wish I had no shame like these people.
I suppose it could come in handy.
I wish, because that it takes giant cojones to like, oh, I got caught watching tractor porn, supposedly.
What the fuck is tractor porn?
But please, look it up. But please re-elect me.
No, don't encourage him
I
to look
will.
these things up. No,
I
Too
will.
late, he's already
absolutely
looked
not.
it up.
Damn it, Phil.
Is it tractors having sex?
Yes.
Or is it cowboys Specs on tractors.
Okay, somewhere on DeviantArt, there has to be pictures of the tractors from the Cars movies having sex.
Rule 34.
That's absolutely
Rule 34.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
that
That's real.
rule?
I guarantee
Rule
you that's real.
34 is that?
Yeah, Rule 34. If it exists,
Yeah.
there's porn of it.
Yeah.
I've
gotta
seen Thomas
be.
the Tank Engine porn. I actually
Oh,
have
God.
a picture in my phone that I use specifically to traumatize people of fucking, it's Thomas the Tank Engine eating My Little Pony from the back, and then My Little
Oh,
Pony
God.
eating fucking Mordecai from regular show.
I've never seen that. I want to.
You know what? I believe it. I got lost looking up Gorn pictures one day, and I found Gorn porn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gorn
I
as in
don't
Star
think you want
Trek.
to know.
Star Trek Gorn. Look it up. Gorn.
I
So-
don't have it on my camera.
Okay,
So
saying-
when are your elections?
Gorn.
Is
Well, there's a by-election. There's two by-elections, I think, in June.
mhm.
One in Wakefield, where this guy was MP, and Tiverton and Honiton, where this guy was MP, and another one in Wakefield, where the child molester was MP and had to stand down. And so both of those constituencies are up for grabs. But this guy Neil Parish is saying that he may stand again for re-election.
So
Yeah.
MP. So can we agree now that MP is going to stand for
My
minister?
penis or Mike's penis?
No, no,
Mike's penis.
no. It's going to stand for fucking Minister of Perversion.
No, it's gonna stand for Mike.
I like that.
Yes.
I actually
Can we-
like that.
Can we
might
please
give
stop yelling about penises, Josh?
No, we can't.
Go outside and yell about
Do you
penises.
really want me to go outside and start screaming about penis?
Maybe somebody will finally give you the hard-earned slap you deserve.
And somebody needs to be yelling about penises.
Yeah, somebody does.
Yes, and Josh is the resident.
Mike can give me a nice hard slap.
Leave him alone.
No, I won't.
You're a bully. Stop
You
it.
know what though? If he wins the election, then that's on everybody who voted for him. If he can legally,
Yeah.
And
You
the
know,
party that let him run.
yeah.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Freaking ministers of perversion.
But it's not a Conservative MP anymore. So if he runs, it will split the Conservative vote between him standing, I guess, as an independent
For Mike.
and whoever the Tories are going to put in place. So I keep saying on this show that I feel that I missed my calling as a PR guy to disgraced MPs.
Oh, yes, we were having this discussion on Twitter the other day.
Well,
Good job, dumbass. Maybe you'll grow
There's
some brains.
There seems to be a never-ending stream of them, so you're not out of business.
Yeah, I mean, if I was his PR guy, I'd be telling him, sit down and shut up.
If you
Because
were, well, it sounds like if you were their MP, their PR guy, they'd probably fire you for not telling them what they want to hear.
Here's what we need you to
Probably,
do. We need you to come out as gay. We need you to talk about it being gay porn. And then we can talk about why it was that woman was watching so much of your filthy gay porn and not telling anyone.
Oh my lord!
You know that might work.
it, may
Work in
do.
this country.
Exactly.
It may get him the sympathy.
So
vote.
wait, are we 100% certain we know what kind of porn he was watching?
He
No.
said, okay, this is where the tractor porn joke came from, is that he said he was looking for a tractor called the Dominator, which does exist.
Yes.
But, some woman in patent leather probably popped up.
Yeah.
Porn.co.uk. Oh my god, Greg.
And if you popped up Dominator into my phone, some dude in patent leather would probably pop up.
Nope. I see who's in the chat. Nope.
Isn't there a Swedish tractor
Oh,
company
for God's sake!
called Feist?
No, Stool is here.
You know what's really funny, Artie, is that I actually know that because I spent 20 minutes looking up tractor porn.
But
You know, I would hate to be a fly on the wall while most men browse the internet unsupervised. I feel like I would be scarred for life by what would come across the screen.
I am suddenly going to look at a lot of Lamborghini tractors.
If I was an MP,
Yeah, I know what you look at unsupervised. You watch freaking cartoon porn, so shut up, Josh.
but if I was an MP who's been caught watching porn in the House of
I
Commons,
like my tentacle.
I would want this to blow over as soon as possible. I would not talk about it at all. I'd keep my head down. And
Yeah. Oh God.
shut the fuck up.
Rather than do something that will keep you in everybody's mind for the next 8 months.
Because he's talked about it again, talked about running again. Here we are, talking about him watching porn again. His name has been dragged through the mud for even longer. It would have blown over by now, but no, he can't keep his trap shut.
When I was in divorce court, I got some of the best advice ever. When I looked at my lawyer, I said, what should I say? He looked at me and said, not a damn thing, we're winning. Shut up. Yep. Don't say a word. Don't speak. Don't say anything.
I was always taught that you hang people with their words, not yours. And you never make an allegation for which you cannot produce a corresponding exhibit. And that is why to this day I am undefeated in any court battle.
If you are in court, never do anything but answer the judge's questions.
Absolutely.
Never offer any information they don't ask for.
Yeah, or say, I heard, because they'll shut you down so fast.
Objection, hearsay!
Yeah.
Or they said.
Oh my God.
No, but, okay, again, were there no consequences besides him just losing his job?
No, I don't think so. I think, he just lost his job.
So legally he can run again?
I really think a picture of Big Ben was in very poor taste for this article.
So I have another question. Why haven't they named the person who was arrested?
Probably because in a case like this, they want him to be innocent until proven guilty so that nobody fucking drag him like they dragged freaking Neil pedophile.
He's still arrested.
Oh,
I mean, but
hey, Stool.
Ew!
He's waving at us.
Go back to the depth of hell from which you crawled.
I thought he wanted to speak to us.
Well, that's even worse. Why? Didn't we have this conversation? We've been having a nice couple of weeks, and then this one shows up.
Technically, he's not been named, but we all know who he is. But we don't say it.
We don't talk about no.
I can't. I can't remember.
We is accurate.
Sorry, Artie.
No, that's all I had to say. I don't know who the hell he's talking about, so it can't be we as in all of us, because I should.
All I'm going to say is that the day that this news story broke, Mark Francois was trending on Twitter. Now, you can read into that what you want.
That's a very interesting connection.
You can do, but it's not necessarily him.
Well, it's not necessarily him. No, you're right. But he is
not necessarily, but
I can't remember who
he
said
has been accused of rape in the past.
Yes, but it's not on this occasion. It's not him.
Oh, okay.
We do know who it is, but we just don't say it because we might get in trouble.
Who's the MP who said that everybody should show up to what's that show? News Time? No, damn, what's it called? Come on, British people, help me out. What's that?
Help me.
What the Prime Minister's question?
Everyone should show up to PMQ so that we know. We're going to talk about him in a minute.
Oh, okay. Because I heard someone say, like, whoever doesn't show up to Prime Minister's questions is the person.
He's been asked to stay away from Parliament, basically.
It's like the game Clue. It's not. What's it?
A
Cluedio?
Met police spokesman would not confirm the identity of the man or if he was an MP, but published a statement saying in January 2020, the Met received a report relating to alleged sexual offences having been committed between 2002 and 2009. But the Conservative Whip's office have confirmed that it is an MP, and they've told him
That's
to stay
nice.
away from Parliament during the investigation.
So multiple instances over a 7-year period.
Yeah.
In America, this person would have been
The hell did he
detained
throw in
and
here?
marched in front of a bunch of cameras. That's why it's shocking to an American to be like, you got arrested for rape and you're out of jail.
But, well,
Yeah.
actually, these days, would they? If it was a Republican senator, would anyone care? Would he still
No.
be going to work every day? Yeah.
I guess it depends on where you live.
Well,
Well, I think it depends on if it was a Democrat or Republican.
are
If
you
it
guys
was a
familiar?
Democrat, he'd
Absolutely,
be out of office
absolutely.
and in custody. If it was
Well,
a
also-
Republican, he'd still be showing up for work every day.
You're right. Because
Mm.
here also
And there would be vehement supporters, just absolutely, just so appalled that you would dare suggest.
Yep.
Do you see that?
And the woman filing the report, which would be getting death
Yeah,
threats.
Oh,
exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
Hasn't Dr. Blasey Ford had to move like 4 times since the Kavanaugh confirmations?
Cawthorn
That's just
didn't win his primary, but Cawthorn was
Exactly.
accused by more than half of the student body of the college that he attended of sexual assault.
Mm. But
That's a lot of fucking people saying that the
He's
guy was a rapist.
Yeah.
It's like Cat Williams said it best. If everybody has been saying calling you a crackhead for 20 goddamn years, you are smoking crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
what
it's
is
the
wrong?
same thing with this shit.
What is wrong with conservatives on both sides of the pond? I don't get it.
I think it's all that Bible banging, at least on our end.
So
I mean,
this morning,
look at all the pedophile priests we have. We have a big problem with pedophile priests.
I was
And,
watching. I was watching Sky News, and they were in Wigan, and they were talking to the MP. I think her name's Lisa Nardi, and she said that
Hi, Jeff.
there is this arrogance amongst certain MPs. There are certain people who walk around like they're better than everybody else, and they get treated as such. And she said, like, we should deal with that culture first, because you know, British people are extremely polite, and you guys don't. You know, Americans, we point fingers at each other.
You know,
You guys won't go out and just say it outright.
There's an exhibit here. There's an exhibit here today that goes against the theory that British people are polite. 3 guesses who I'm talking about.
No, but my whole point is that somebody who's actually an MP was saying, like, don't think that this guy is the only one acting like this. Like,
That's the point.
yeah, they're arrogant.
There is a culture of sexual abuse and misogyny
Oh, yeah,
in
absolutely.
Parliament. And I seem to remember a news story that about over 50 MPs are currently being investigated for sexual assault at the moment. It's terrible.
Hold on, 5-0?
Apparently, is that right, Stool?
56.
56. Yeah. So there's a horrible culture of sexual assault and and just general misogyny in Parliament that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah, so the
The
problem
rape
we've got,
culture is not just a U.S. thing, then.
a problem
No,
we've got is
basically, it's Western society as a whole.
the guy
Clearly,
that's
yeah,
been
that's
arrested. The guy that's been arrested, we do know who he is, but we can't say his name. And also, you've got to be careful, because if you do say a name and it's the wrong person, you can get your ass sued off. So
Yeah,
just
that
be
makes
careful
sense.
Well,
what words you use.
not in this.
Well,
Yeah, I
also-
suppose if a news agency identified the wrong person, they could get sued for slander.
Yeah,
It can happen to you also on the Twitters because it's happened over here.
In this
If you-
country, you have to know better in order for you to be criminally liable for saying the wrong thing.
If you jump to the wrong conclusion and name somebody and it's the wrong person, even on the Twitters, that person will sue your ass off. So you've just got to be really
right.
careful.
Here, if you're wrong, but you believe you were right when you said it, that's good enough.
but
Well, that's
Godless
gay.
says, has the MP been named yet? No, he hasn't. Not officially, anyway. I noticed Wiggy Fabricant was making a joke about it yesterday. And,
Yeah, the disgusting
that brings us
piece of
nicely to
shit.
the next story we're going to be talking about.
That guy needs his testicles cutting off. He really does.
Some old medieval justice, huh?
Yeah,
Just have them separated.
yeah, he needs to be gilded, as
Oh,
they used to say.
ouch.
Tory MP
drawn in
Michael
half.
Fabricant condemned over a grotesque tweet, and there's a screenshot of the tweet below. He said this: "I am expecting a strong turnout of Conservative MPs at Prime Minister's questions today, not only to demonstrate their strong support for Boris, but also to prove they are not the one told by the Chief Whip to stay at home. I'll be there."
Oh, you have both wires?
Okay, so this is the story I was talking about earlier that I kind of half caught this morning. So when you're talking about something as serious as rape, don't use emojis.
Yeah, and definitely not the.
I'm a meme guy. I'm an emoji guy, and even I know when to back off and not use memes and emojis.
Hashtag rape.
Oh, what the F?
Yeah, he has since deleted this tweet, but
After he was ordered to do so
yeah,
by the Tory
exactly.
whips, but he wasn't for deleting it. He got into a hell of a lot of, well, as you can imagine, but he wasn't for taking it down because, I'm a free speech. But everyone was pointing out the same thing. You don't use that emoji. You just don't do that.
No.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that's changing politics now, is because the politicians actually have the ability to make these quips that get out to the public immediately before any of their handlers get to read them.
An interesting thing is, somebody noticed that this was his second attempt at that tweet. Because if you look at Polititwoops, I think it's called, the Twitter account, that keeps a track of tweets that MPs have deleted. He did a first version of this. It was exactly the same, but without the emoji. So he deleted the original, came back, did it again with the emoji, because that makes it better.
Oh, Jesus.
And so everybody went crazy and said, what the fuck? You don't do that. And he got into a huff and said people were complainers and blah, blah, blah. He was ordered to take it down, but he still maintains that it's everybody else's fault because they don't have a sense of humour.
There's a difference between having a sense of humor and being a sick fuck.
Well, there are things that are funny, and then there's this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's in very poor taste.
Don't mind me. I look like shit. I just woke up before I came on here. But I can't be the only panelist with no cameras, so. Damn it, Mike. You ruined everything for me.
To be fair, purple hasn't moved in years.
Okay, but purple generally doesn't use the camera anyway.
Purple is always on camera and always looks just like that.
You know what, Artie? You just shut up. Nobody asked you.
Do not judge
I realize
my
I've never
prehistoric
stopped you,
friend.
but nobody asked you.
Do not judge my
Last
prehistoric
night, for the first time in 3 years, my computer actually acknowledged the camera was plugged in.
Holy shit.
Wow.
So apparently the last Windows update, it finally fixed the problem it's been having with the USB ports. I knew something was fucked up with the USB drivers since I moved, and it just couldn't do anything with it.
Oh, that's funny.
God,
But,
I guess I thought it was longer ago than that.
Oh, it was. While I was still in Michigan, I
Oh, okay.
But
had problems with it. Yeah.
action my toilet.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
But
So
I
you
really hope in the next general election, I really hope he loses his seat because
That'd be
I
nice.
really don't like him. I really do not like him.
He won't,
I'm-
though. They'll vote for him again. And if you look
Probably.
at his majority in whichever constituency he's
Is it
in,
Litchfield?
Lichfield, yeah, it's grown each time. But he started off, I think, with 4,000 majority, and he's now at something crazy like, I don't know, 20,000 or something. So these stupid English pillars keep voting for him. Why?
Yeah.
Because he's got funny hair.
Yeah.
Got funny hair.
He's a wish.com Boris Johnson.
He is. He really is.
Mom, I want Boris Johnson. We've got Boris Johnson at home. And he's the Boris Johnson at home. But
Oh, fuck. Can you imagine if they started making a line of action figures of political leaders?
they should.
Speaking of that, have you seen the new film, Mike, about Johnson?
No, I haven't.
Well,
I've
you've
heard
not seen the
about it,
film because
actually,
it's not
yeah.
out yet. But it was,
It's,
they were showing some photos from the film.
Yeah.
I think it's a Netflix thing. And
Okay.
it's starring Kenneth. Is it Kenneth or Keith Branagh?
Kenneth.
Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
And it shows him in full Johnson makeup.
Yes.
And he looks very much like him. He really does.
He
And
does,
somebody
yeah.
pointed out on Twitter that it's kind of amusing that Kenneth Branagh, age 50, whatever, 2, has had to put on lots of old man makeup to look like... No, Kenneth Branagh, age 60-something, has had to put lots of old man makeup on to look like Boris Johnson, age 52.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to say something really quick. All of these stories are distraction stories from the bigger picture, because 3 months from now, people aren't going to be able to afford to eat because inflation.
No.
And you
Even
guys call
now.
it the cost of living crisis, but the same thing is happening here.
Mm.
Yep.
It is actually worse here. Just Nina.
No, it is. You guys, it's hitting you guys first, but I've noticed it in just little things because I'm a consumer, you know. Even
Wait, what?
the greasy spoon I go shopping with my mother and my son every week, and I take them out to eat. Every week we go eat at a greasy spoon place for 3 people
Greasy spoons are the
yesterday.
best.
Yesterday it was $49 for 3 people, and I was going through a drive-through.
Mm.
Yeah, but we've got that. So obviously all the prices for goods are going insane because of world events and because of Brexit, of course.
Yeah.
But we've also got this problem with fuel because we have none. Oh, well, that's not true. We've got loads of the fucking stuff.
Fucking stuff.
But people's fuel bills are just doubling, trebling, and people cannot afford that. It just can't be done. So we're in a real mess in this country. People are going to be dying, and they can't afford to heat the homes or what have you.
I wonder how bad it has to get before people really start to recognize that part of the problem with inflation is that it exists in an economic system that allows for it to exist. And basically, in a situation like this, it's literally nothing but greed. There's nothing. The
It's
cost
going
of
to take
nothing
us
but-
devolving into total anarchy. That's
No,
what it's going to take.
Jeff kind of said it the best right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of blame Canada, it's blame Brexit.
Yeah. Well, in the
Blame
U.S.,
Blame Boris.
Yep. while we're seeing record inflation, we're also seeing the corporations making record profits and giving $400 million in bonuses to their CEOs.
Yeah, remember when the excuse for why we were suppressing wages was because if we raised everybody's wages, inflation would go nuts? Well,
Yep.
look, it doesn't require that,
some
does it?
people
It just
do that
requires a
bullshit.
few greedy motherfuckers, not hundreds of millions of us.
Yeah. Anyways, the cost of living crisis, Minister says people could take on more hours at work or move to a better paid job to protect themselves from cost of living surge.
Yeah,
Some
like
of us don't
nobody
have
ever
the
thought
option
of
of
giving
taking on more
themselves a better
hours.
paying job.
I saw this.
That's,
know,
there she is.
Yeah,
Look at that horrible self-tan job. Holy
No
fuck.
shit.
but
You
like,
know, I'm not normally
they
the type
think
of
that
person
the
to tear
average
down
person,
other women, but
It's the
Yeah.
It's the
they're
Trump
giving
up,
these
school
tips
of
thinking that the
cosmetics.
average person never thought of this, that it never occurred to someone that if they had a better paying job, they would be doing better.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
really
I have a better pay.
condescending.
I make
people
more money
making
than I've
minimum
ever made in my
wage.
life. I'm not doing better.
Yeah, anybody who's making minimum wage, the only reason that's happening is because that's the only job they can get.
She's out of touch. She's
saying
out
for
of
years that we've drifted into a service economy instead of an industrial one, and the service jobs still pay shit.
Uh-huh.
It's a
There
problem.
are, there are
Like
people.
my job is supposed to pay like a decent wage. I make $4 above minimum wage. Guess what? I'm still barely fucking hanging on.
There are people in this country who are working literally, all the hours of the day and night. Some of them even have 3 jobs in the go, and they're still struggling to heat and to both heat and eat.
And it's going to get worse because we're only in, what are we in now? May. Oh, Mike, we get a day off soon for the Queen's Jubilee. We're only in May, so it's going to get a lot worse. The bad stuff has yet to happen. Going to be bad.
It's just weird you guys get a day
Well,
off.
the bad stuff's already happening. Stool, you still walk this planet.
I saw a story on Sky
She
News
got a
last
queen.
night about a woman who has a special needs son, and her electric bill or her light bill went up 300 pounds or whatever,
Jesus.
and she could barely afford a month. So my question is, could any of you afford a $300 plus charge in your life a month?
No.
Right
Nope.
now?
No.
Nope.
You know, and her son, he has a heart condition, so he has to live off of oxygen. And so he lives off of batteries, and they're plugged in the house, and during the day he has batteries and stuff, but he might pass away.
And the problem here is, for once, this is not just going to affect the poors. Even people who are doing okay. Nobody has the ability all of a sudden to find extra cash at the end of the month.
Well, in this country,
I know here in America, they say that the average American cannot come up with $400 in an emergency. I'm certainly one of them.
dividend checks got really big under Trump. So if you were deriving income from the stock exchange in any way, in any meaningful way, then you're doing all right. You're kind of inflation proof, especially right now, because businesses are paying off their debt with inflated dollars. So,
and Trump also gave a ton of money to people whose house value was over a certain amount of money.
yeah, or if you own a property in excess of 7 digits.
Yeah, he kicked back a ton of money. But again, he was only hooking up rich people.
Well, they also got a special tax credit for people who own multiple houses.
Yep.
Yeah,
because of
which
course
is a great
they're
idea.
the ones who need it.
But he did that because he can continue to be a horrible human being, and rich people are going to be like, yeah, but he gave me a ton of money. He helped me out, you know.
Yeah.
And
Are
this
you
is the
kidding?
problem.
It's not just rich people claiming that Trump was such a huge help. You know, one of many
but he
reasons
actually
my
helped
relationship did not work out. My relationship with Matt did not work out. Fucking Trump supporter spewing shit about how Trump did more for this community than any president in that community. I just laughed in his face.
Anybody since the KKK was largely disbanded because of tax evasion.
So Mike, how bad is is this crisis? Because it seems like that's all anyone's talking about. It's kind of
it's hugely bad.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
terrible.
it literally is a crisis. They're not just using words for the sake of it here. I mean, it is bad.
I'm not saying that they are. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like,
This is
No,
the
no.
gas crisis.
What I mean is,
2008.
it's not an
It's,
exaggeration. I mean, this is, I'd call it an emergency, which
It
is why
yeah.
everybody has been banging on to the government saying, look, you've got to impose a windfall tax on these energy companies who admit out loud that they've made so much fucking profit that they don't know how to spend the money that they've made. But the government won't do that because that would get some money to help people. And
I heard
another,
something about like £160 tax credit. Would that even help someone? And is that like one time or is that like every month?
Ew, why do these motherfuckers look so fucking smarmy?
Because they are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the Tories, they keep saying we're doing everything we can to help people through this cost of living crisis.
That's why I didn't
But
want to
they
plug in
just
that
voted
cost of living.
down a windfall tax that could have handed families £600. So they're not they're lying. They're not doing everything that they can.
well, American
they
Republicans
just,
are all about children, but they've just voted 192 of them just voted to not come up with extra money to help fight the baby formula crisis we're in the middle of.
This, oh gosh, this
So
is
make sure you have those fucking babies. We're not going to do dick to feed them. We won't even go out of our way to feed them.
I just don't understand how they can go and stand in front of their entire country and saying, "Oh, we're doing everything we can to help them," and they're doing the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Well, the same way Republicans can, I suppose. By the way, if anybody's wondering why I was laughing, Josh tripped over a wire. It was pretty funny.
Okay.
Does anyone want to know how his trip was, or should he tell us about it next fall? Fuck you, that was funny.
Yeah.
For laughing.
You know what? We might as well be fucking laughing. I mean, for God's sake, we've got a freaking walking point and laugh target at the bottom of the panel here.
But the article says this: Tory MPs have voted down a bid to impose a windfall tax on oil and gas giants that could save families £600. This is from the Daily Mirror. Despite Brits facing a cost of living crisis, Conservatives rejected a Labour amendment to the Queen's speech backing a one-off levy on North Sea firms to help struggling Brits. MPs rejected the move by 310 votes to 248, and not one Tory MP backed it.
It's almost like satire. If people weren't dying, it would be like satire at this point.
It's really sad when The Onion makes more sense than actual current events.
But I don't know. It's one of those things. Like, do they really
who
know
is that
what they're
horrible
doing?
honking sound?
That's me.
You know that is one of the stupidest text tones I've ever heard.
Actually, what's really sad is when Republicans in the Senate quote The Onion and don't realize it's satire.
Oh, that's just hilarious.
And I've lost count of how many times that has happened in the last 5 years.
Well, that just highlights how hilariously stupid the Republican Party has become. It really is like people with brains versus complete and utter fucking tinfoil hat morons.
Can anyone in the UK do anything to vote these people out of office, or do you have to wait until the next go around as far as elections go?
We've got to wait until the next general election, but we don't know when that is because they've changed the rules, I think, now, and they decide when that is.
Oh, jeez. And I thought we had a problem with the gerrymandering.
Because here we can riot and recall people. Like we could, no, we don't. We recall the decision we made, and it's happened twice in my lifetime in California where they tried to recall the governor.
Didn't you all just have to deal with a governor recall or something?
Yeah, he won with 96% of the vote.
Well, okay then.
Or some outrageous amount.
Yeah.
My whole point is there has to be accountability because they're killed. It's the same old stuff. It starts with the poor, but first it's the old and infirmed who start dying off first.
Yeah. But
It's just
Well,
there
the
are,
old and infirm are a good portion of the Republicans' voting base, so.
there
Yeah, but it's
are
happening right
rumors.
now in the UK.
There have been rumors buzzing around that there may be a snap election next year. But whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But we'll see. We'll see. Watch this space.
It just seems like they're driving your country into a bunch
Oblivion.
of books I've read. This is like Children of Men.
You know, I've actually
I've
never.
read-
You know what? You know what? This isn't going to shock anybody. I've never seen Children of Men.
You've never seen anything.
Shut the fuck up.
Will not phase further party game.
Imagine that. I called it.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
breaking news. Side East was right again.
So yeah, this is the news that the matter
Balding under there?
the police have issued
Or
more
something. Shut up.
scouting notices, and which concludes their investigation. But Teflon Boris here won't be getting another. He won't be getting another fine.
Imagine that.
How can they announce what the cops are gonna do?
They won't tell us who gets arrested.
Yeah, exactly. How can
There's that. There seems to be a lot of. I mean, do you guys even have a UK equivalent of the Freedom of Information Act?
Yeah, we do.
Well, why the fuck
Supposedly,
isn't
anyway.
somebody utilizing it?
it just seems out of place that the people who are being fined are the ones saying like, "Oh, they're not going to fine us anymore."
You know, we do have a Freedom of Information Act, and I think we invented it.
Yeah, I think yours was first.
Yeah, like most
I
things, we
nobody
invented
seems
it.
to use it.
But the problem is,
What information are you going to try and find?
Michael, our friend Michael Gove, Mike,
Yeah.
he has a little department that vets all Freedom of Information requests, and they decide, you know, whether we're allowed to know the stuff we're asking to know about.
Yeah.
If just
Oh,
that just leads me somewhere. If you didn't see that speech made by the lady SNP person in the House of Commons, check it out on the
Barbie
Twitters.
Black.
That's the one. It's a 4-minute speech,
Brilliant.
and she's basically telling you what I've been telling you twats since 2019. This
Yeah.
isn't a joke what these people are. It's not funny. It's not hee, funny hair, funny voice. It's more sinister than that. Check it out on the Twitters, look it up, and watch that 4-minute speech, because she nails it, and she says what I've been saying for like whatever 4 years, and it will make you poo in your pants if you've not realised what is happening in this country.
You know,
And,
it's not that hard to make somebody poop in their pants. My ex-husband is living proof of that.
You know, Jeff has another really good point. Like, and will we ever find out what really went on, or will it all just be X'd out?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point I was going to come to. That now that the police investigation has concluded, we should be getting the Sue Gray's report. But they've gone. The government has gone silent on that for some
course.
reason. But you're probably right. You're probably right, Jeff. It probably will be redacted. There'll be black
Oh,
marks
it's going to be
all
all
over.
black construction paper from how heavily redacted it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, I miss the old days of George Bush where he would just lie to my face and I would just nod. Now these guys are just blatant about it and could care less,
Yeah.
Sad.
Well, it's now official that 10 Downing Street is the most crime-ridden household in the country. That's a fact.
Oh, kind of like the White House was for 4 years.
Is it 162 fines have been issued or something like that in total?
Oh, Jesus.
100.
Lisa
12, I
Nardi
think.
or Nandy or whatever her name is, she said that the House of Commons is an asbestos-ridden hellhole, and it was just shocking the way
Why
she was explaining
asbestos
it.
specifically?
She was just saying it's a drafty old building.
Oh, it's stool 126 stool. You did a dyslexia.
I think it's actually gone up. It might be more than that. According to my little dicky birds, I thought it was more. It was over 150 now.
And I guess I already know the answer to this, but how can Boris Johnson's office say, "Oh, they're done investigating us"? That's like me being investigated by the cops, and then I have a press conference. I said, "Oh, the FBI's done with me because I say so."
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like but Boris Johnson. There was a time, if you remember, when the Partygate first blew up, we were talking about this is the end for Boris, and letters were going into the 1922 committee, and
Oh yeah,
people were
and then the
calling on him
Ukraine war
to
broke
go.
out.
But now, the Tory MPs have gone quiet, gone very quiet.
Yeah.
They're not calling on him to go anymore. So he's Teflon. He lives to fight another day. I'm wondering if he'll ever go.
Well, we can be hopeful. I mean, it would be stupid to be hopeful, but we can be hopeful.
You guys better hope you don't get Putin, because he's been president since what, 96 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he always gets 96% of the vote. Yeah. He's such a popular guy.
Funny that.
Yeah, imagine.
Okay, well, as Johnson has for a very long time been used as a euphemism for the male genitalia, do you think from now on a Boris Johnson will refer to one that is small and flaccid?
We can certainly hope.
Unkept pubes.
This is the next story. Experts have warned that Boris Johnson's administration is more corrupt than any UK government since the Second World War.
Definitely. No question about it.
No argument here.
How long have I been... I mean, I repeat myself every week. I've been saying it for 3 years. None of this is news.
The one thing I give them respect for is that they're like pimps. They tell you what they're going to do, and they do it right in front of you.
Yeah.
Charlie Murphy! I'm going to punch you in the face!
It's true. They like it. It takes a lot just to stand there and be like, "Oh, we'll do what we can while people are dying. Oh, we'll do what we can while Ireland's about to break off."
Thoughts and prayers, everybody. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
It is almost like they're trolling you, because I don't know if you saw it today, Mike. The official Home Office Twitter account was posting it was like a holiday advertisement advertising Rwanda, saying how cool Rwanda was.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's so cool if you're a fucking Hitler enthusiast.
I think it's really cool if you have to be under 30, obviously, because everybody else has seen the fucking movie.
What movie?
Hotel Rwanda.
What's that? I've never seen it.
You've never seen Hotel Rwanda?
You should see it.
I've never even heard of it.
But
all right. Could you tell everybody how old you are again?
I am 28.
Huh.
God,
What was that thing
God
I said
is-
about 30-year-olds?
Here's Will. Hey, we just broke your heart again. I've never seen Hotel Rwanda.
We've got Doc
What?
Pearson in the chat, so hello to him. And Godless Gummer is saying Boris
Hey.
Johnson's government being the most corrupt is quite an achievement considering we had John Major's government and Tony Blair's government.
Oh, Doc's here.
Hmm.
Doc is my favorite.
Hey,
So-
Doc.
You guys can all, you guys. I'm sorry, but you guys can all like go somewhere because Doc is my favorite because he and
To
I
be
trade
fair-
hotel stories.
Wasn't
To
John
be
Doc,
fair-
Major?
Doc is the only one that feels my pain as a hospitality employee from personal experience.
John
That's why
Major
he-
is John Major for those too young, who was a prime minister in a Conservative government. He followed Mrs. Thatcher. He has stood up and said publicly, "This lot are not Conservatives."
Yeah.
Yes.
Now these old guard, the old Conservatives from the Thatcher days, and we thought they were bastards. They've stood up. Now they can speak, and they've said these are not fucking Conservatives. The party has been taken over
Well,
by a bunch of extremist loonies.
Yes.
imagine that. There are so many parallels between your country and ours right now.
I always thought John Major was the name of a horse.
I always thought John Major was a euphemism for a penis.
You're making me feel old because I remember John Major.
Of course you do.
Well, you're all fucking dinosaurs compared to me, so.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's true.
But I grew
Well,
up
yeah, I
watching
mean-
PBS and BBC News.
I
was
watched
always
PBS
on.
too. That has no bearing on anything. Every kid has watched PBS
But
at least once.
BBC News is always
Oh.
on our local PBS.
BB. No, shut up, Josh. Stop getting gay.
I think PBS is the BBC's sister channel in the States.
It shows a lot of your. That's where I got obsessed with Inspector Waxford. I could sit here all day and bore you with TV shows, but you know,
It's
They-
because
So wait,
English programming is a lot
BBC
cheaper than American programming. So
if BBC is big black cocks, is PBS penis, boobies, and sluts?
Sure.
yes, that's why the PBS Act of 1953 is such an important document.
Uh-huh.
Penis, blood, and sex.
No, shut up with your gay ass,
What did you
Josh.
say? Penis, blood, and slut?
I said penis, boobies, and sluts, but
Oh.
actually penis, butts, and sluts rolls off the tongue better.
Yeah, it does.
But let's not start talking
Yeah,
about
everybody's
butts in
got a
here
butt.
before Josh gets a little too buck wild.
Starts cutting the ass out of everybody's chaps.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
don't give him ideas!
Let's fucking do it, guys.
So
Damn it,
what
Ari!
happens?
First of all, you can't buy chaps with an ass in them.
What?
There's no such thing as assed chaps. Chaps go around your legs, not over your butt.
Brexit. No straight answers as Sinn Féin meets Prime Minister over Northern Ireland impasse.
So are there gay answers? Okay, I'm done.
So I'm wondering at what point Ireland decides they would rather reunite than be part of the UK anymore.
It's happening. It's coming soon.
Yeah.
That's a good question. That's a good point, Purple, because
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
sure we'll
but-
see the answer in our lifetimes.
for the first time ever, Sinn Féin have become the biggest party in the power sharing assembly in Northern Ireland, and Sinn Féin are a political party who have been campaigning for years for a united Ireland. So it looks like it could be on the cards.
Can I please slap Boris Johnson? Like, he
It's
looks so
almost
slap.
as scary as the idea of a united Germany was. Like, are they going to be toxic when we get them back together again?
Of
They're not
course.
gonna win. Ireland's not gonna win. Do you know it was the Catholic half will make everyone feel guilty.
Right, exactly.
But the
Well,
problem
no,
is-
They
Protestants will
won't.
already feel guilty about everything anyway. and then the Catholics will just make it worse.
Look, I know human beings in general are horrible, but I believe in that weird word of sovereignty. So if they want to unite and break off from the UK, that's their right, you know.
Yeah, do you think?
But the problem is the DUP party, who came second, are refusing to form the assembly with them.
I'm sorry, the what party?
The DUP.
Okay, the big ugly penis.
But they refuse. They
I'm sorry, I have to make my obligatory dick jokes. It's
they're
keeping
the
me
union.
sane.
They're for the union.
Don't tell me when I do it. I'm a god.
They are refusing to partner with with Sinn Féin to form the assembly until the Northern Ireland Protocol has been got rid of.
So if Ireland reunites, can we start like calling them the Confederate Kingdom?
I don't.
Since we have the United States of America and the Confederate States of America.
I think we'll let them decide what we call them.
But so
It'll be
the
called
Prime
Ireland.
Minister,
Probably.
Well, yeah, but well, it'll be called Ireland. But
Well,
I'm just saying, like, I feel like there's going to be Confederacy jokes.
They might go as a symbol that means formerly Ireland.
I'd buy that album.
but
Formerland.
Boris Johnson, was supposed to be having talks with them to try to sort this out, but he came back empty-handed, basically. And Godless Scummer is saying the DUP are another bunch of right-wing lunatics.
Seems to be the song of the season.
Yeah. So, but
DUP, dicks and ugly pussies.
they keep saying that there are problems with the protocol. The protocol is flawed. But they can't actually say anything specifically that's wrong with the protocol. Just that it's got, just it's problematic, and they don't want it.
Yes, they don't want it. That pretty much sums the Tories up with the Northern Ireland Protocol.
The party of we don't wanna.
Which is an internationally binding legal agreement which the Conservative Party fucking wrote,
Yes.
voted on, agreed on, and now they sit there and say, we don't want it.
Save it, Lynn.
They debated this and discussed it for weeks. So to say that they went into the agreement not knowing what they were getting themselves into is bollocks.
Well, the rules
And now
were
they're
for
saying-
other people. We're not supposed to be held by them.
Not. Never.
But Boris Johnson went into his whole platform for the 2019 election was I've got this oven ready deal. Just put it in the microwave and it's done. It's ready to go, and we're going to get Brexit done. It's a great deal. It's a fantastic deal. But now
Ew,
he's
this just
saying,
sounds so Trumpy.
I was going to
But
say,
now
he
he's
forgot to
saying-
say
Seriously,
the
that's
perfect
exactly
phone
how
call.
Trump would have put it too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But now he's saying it's a shit deal. It's got to be scrapped. We don't like it. We don't like this deal.
Basically, for our foreign friends, and Will, they literally wrote this thing,
Aw,
agreed
they're
on
not
it,
naming me as the exception. I feel loved.
and they're really pissed off because the EU is playing fairly and going by the rules in this fucking document. And it turns out that if you follow these rules,
Imagine
it fucks
that.
the UK up. Really fucks the UK up badly, which it is doing.
Yeah.
That's why we've got 25-mile long queues trying to get goods in and out of the fucking country.
Yeah.
It doesn't fucking work. And so the Conservatives, "Oh, we don't like this thing."
But,
Well, Brexit wasn't supposed to affect the ability of UK companies selling their goods in Europe.
Well, Brexit was also to show how superior the UK was to everybody else. How they were an independent country.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? It's really fun being independent when when UK companies can't export their shit
Totally
to
seems
the EU,
like it.
and when EU countries can't be arsed with the hassle of exporting to the UK.
I'm not kidding you. I know a man who makes Slayer patches in the UK, and his patches basically cost $95 now with shipping and everything because of Brexit, when they were like, $20-$25. And his business has disappeared because people like me don't buy his patches anymore because it's an outrageous price.
Yep.
Anyway, we've got one more story, and then I've got to call it a night. This is anyway. I won't say anything until I've shared the screen, and then we can all talk about it. Truss made turnips in truck Brexit remark about Ireland. UK Foreign Secretary Liz Truss told a US audience 3 years ago that the impact of a no-deal Brexit on Ireland would only affect a few farmers with turnips in the back of their trucks,
Jesus.
a former UK diplomat said. Is anyone surprised that she would have said something like this?
I, for one, am not surprised, because
I'm not.
This incompetent bitch,
Nope.
like a lot of them, should never be allowed anywhere near any position of power.
No.
And I keep telling you about the Nazi Party in the good old 30s. Get all these weird old freako simpleton people, put them all together. You've got a fucking problem. Watch that speech by the lady in the House of Commons.
Most people in power right now have no business being in power, though.
I will say this woman looks like my college roommate's girlfriend. I said that she looked like a glass of milk with hair 30 years ago, and I think that still applies to this woman.
Watch an interview with her. She is a glass of milk with hair.
She is.
Yes.
Watch, if you ever see her on a thumbnail, click on it and tell me that she is not a knob after watching it.
Yeah, no, she looks exactly. I'm just applying my roommate's personality, her personality to this woman, because I already know I don't like her, and she looks so much like just the hair and the whole
she said
thing.
Something else though. Liz Truss said something else that I saw in another interview where she was being raked for it, just raked over the coals for it.
There have been many. Pretty much every time she speaks in an interview, she demonstrates
her face in that picture reminds me that
fucking stupid she is.
She's like as thick as two short planks.
She looks like somebody went into some kind of an art program and they pushed on her face and then just slid it up just a little bit and made her neck longer.
Oh dear.
Didn't adjust the shading or anything. You just stretched her neck a little bit.
Well, somebody fucked up in Photoshop class.
Yeah, exactly.
What's really creepy about her is that a few months ago, when all this nonsense with Johnson was kicking off and they were thinking of getting rid of him, who's going to replace him was the question. And she was like way up in the list of who they wanted to replace him. The Conservatives liked her. And so it's funny because she started changing how she acted, didn't she, Mike?
Yes.
She changed her voice to say she's got a new voice now, and everybody's going, "What the fuck's wrong with you, you stupid bitch?" So
she's had elocution lessons, I'm sure.
She's trying to sound like Mrs. Thatcher. She's completely changed her voice, and who does that?
She was like a Madonna when Madonna adopted her English accent.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Do you know? I'm gonna say with bias, like it creeps me out how well someone from the UK can switch to an American accent, but people from the US we can't speak as well with accents.
To be
sorry.
fair, most of
do.
them just have to enunciate a little bit and make hard R's.
True. It creeps me out.
Well,
like,
here in America, when somebody says hard R, that's not what they're thinking of.
yeah, but
Well-
the average person cannot switch their accent. Name a show in
I can
America.
switch mine pretty easily.
Like I was obsessed with The Walking Dead. Okay,
Shut up, Josh.
and the first time I heard Andrew Lincoln speak, I was like, I'm
Wait a minute.
complete idiot.
Yeah. Well, he didn't sound like he was from Georgia. The Georgian accent was obviously fake, but I didn't realize that the American accent was also fake.
And Michonne too. Michonne, she's from the UK as well.
Oh,
And
wow.
what's her face?
You know, I didn't know Kate Winslet was British because the first movie I saw her in was Titanic, and then I heard her speak in her normal voice. I was like, oh, fuck.
I just realized a race car driver
I was like a kid when I learned that,
racing
though.
league named Nordquist isn't Dutch. He's from fucking Tennessee. He was born and raised in Nashville. His name's Yosef, for fuck's sake.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, you
You're
never
the
know.
gay.
Around here, you know, I live in a place where like the dominating language is Spanish, Thai, Korean, and English. You know, so you never know.
Yeah, I used to have a really good Korean American accent when I lived in LA because I heard it every fucking day.
I know way too many Vietnamese curse words because my father was in the Navy.
I know a lot of them in Spanish because I worked with a lot of Spanish people and I dated a girl from
I have
Venezuela for
a
6
couple
years,
different
and
accents I have a couple different accents I can use.
I do all-
But
like
Mike,
any
do you
American
have?
dialect.
Do you
I have a couple different accents that I switch between depending on who I'm with.
Do you have an American accent? Like, can you turn the switch?
No, I couldn't do an American accent.
It creeps me out when people just switch their accent. I don't know. Maybe I've seen too many scary movies. I don't know.
Actually, I
have
find
a
if I
couple different
try to
accents
change
I can
my
switch
voice,
between. I can do an okay.
Was that purple?
I can do an okay British accent.
yeah, I find if I try to change my voice at all, I just kind of naturally fall into a British accent.
All right.
I go full Southern or Amish.
You know,
I switch between.
I end up sounding like a poo from The Simpsons, and it's racist, so I don't do it.
What makes you think it's
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest.
I sound like a
It's
valley
not-
girl when I'm being
I'm
nice.
terrible at accents.
Anyways,
I think mine winds up being
I
a
think the
cross
thing about a
between-
boo that's racist is that it's a white guy playing an Indian guy. Not that the accent makes it racist. That's not the racist part.
anyways, thanks for coming, guys, and thanks to everyone in the chat, and to everyone who's watching after the fact. If you've made it this far, then and you've liked what you've seen, then do subscribe. We're live every Thursday night at 10 p.m., which I believe is 4 p.m. Central Time.
Yeah.
And do subscribe and hit the bell icon.
Yes.
So you never miss
5
another
p.m.
video.
Eastern.
Okay. Thanks for watching and bye for now.